Hello, and welcome to World History. Unit 1 Intro to World and Early Civilizations. Lesson 7 Egypt. Essential question for this unit: what were the key characteristics and achievements of ancient Egypt? The agenda and goal statement: I can explain the various ways in which ancient Egypt meets the criteria for an advanced civilization. Let's begin. The pyramids on the Nile. Using mathematical knowledge and engineering skills, Egyptians built magnificent monuments to honor dead rulers. Egypt is in Africa. If you look on this map, you see that it is in the top northern eastern side of Africa, south of the Mediterranean Sea, and west of the Red Sea. The geography of Egypt. Arise along the 4,100-mile Nile River on narrow strip of the fertile land is the river Nile. The gift of the Nile is very important to the people of Egypt. Yearly flooding brings water and fertile black mud or silt. Farmers build irrigation systems for wheat and barley crops. Egyptians worship the Nile as a god. Although they have very high yields of wheat and barley, there are still environmental challenges. Light floods reduce crops and cause starvation. Heavy floods destroy property. Deserts isolate and protect Egyptians. Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. River area south of the first cataract is elevated and becomes Upper Egypt. The cataract means a place where the builders or boulders turn the Nile River into churning rapids. The river area north, including the Nile Delta, become Lower Egypt. A delta is a land formed by silt deposits at the mouth of a river, or a triangular section. You see it here in this picture, this triangular section. This is called the delta. Egypt unites into kingdoms. Villages of Egypt ruled by two kingdoms, Lower Egypt and Upper Egypt. King Narmer unites them around 3000 BC and makes Memphis the capital. Yes, the word Memphis comes from Egypt in Africa. Establishes the first Egyptian dynasty. This is what King Narmer does. And the pharaohs rule as gods. To the Egyptians, kings are gods. Egyptian god kings are called pharaohs. Pharaohs control religion, government, army, and the well being of the kingdom. The government is based on a religious authority. This is called a theocracy. Builders of the pyramids. Kings believed to rule even after death and that they have an eternal life force called Ka. So, therefore, the pharaohs or kings of Egypt built elaborate tombs. These elaborate tombs are called pyramids, and this is so that they can meet the needs of the pharaohs or the kings after they die or after death. The pyramids are made with blocks of stone, 2.5 to 15 tons each, and 481 feet high. The kingdom had leadership, government, economically strong. Here's a picture of the pyramids in Egypt. Here's a picture that I have of my friend. Her name is Crystal. In Egypt, she just went this December 2020, And she sent me this picture to show me how big the pyramids are. And if you look, you see that they are very large. She's standing there in the front. Here's another view from a corner. And here's a view from the Sphinx. Here's a great pyramid of Khufu in Giza in Egypt. And you see the diagram of what it looks like in the inside. You have air shafts and a gallery area, ascending passages, a queen's chamber, an escape shaft, a subterranean shaft or chamber as well. Religion and life. Egyptians believe in 2,000 gods and goddesses. This belief in many gods is called polytheism. Egyptians are polytheistic. Re is the sun god, Osiris is the god of the dead, and the goddess Isis is ideal woman. They have a belief that in life after death, and they have a belief in life after death, and the person's judgment or is judged by the deeds at death. They develop mummification. Mummification is a process that prevents the body from decaying. The Book of the Dead contains prayers and spells, and it guides the soul after death. This is the belief of the Egyptian people, ancient Egyptians. Here's a picture of the actual tomb of one of the pharaohs. You see, they put the picture or the face of the pharaoh on the outside. Inside, you see that there's a mummy, the preserved body of that pharaoh. And as you can see, his face is still preserved with his lips and nose and eyes. The picture is credited from Discovery Channel. Here's another picture of a mummy that was taken out of its the shell or casket. And here's another picture of the pharaoh's caskets. Here's another picture of a pharaoh who is sleeping or in the position that he was in as the mummy in the casket. It's in a museum, and you can go to the museums and see the display. Life in the Egyptian society. Society of Egypt was shaped like a pyramid, from the pharaoh down to the farmers and laborers. A few people at the top have great power. Most people were at the bottom. People move into higher social classes through marriage or merit. Women have many of the same rights as men. Egyptian writing is in hieroglyphics, or a writing system that uses pictures to represent ideas. Paper like sheets made from papyrus reeds are used for writing, and this is where we get the term paper from today. Here's a picture, an actual wall in Egypt, and you see the picture and the hieroglyphics written above it. Here's the alphabet of the hieroglyphics, and you can actually pause it and look at what each hieroglyphic symbol meant. Here's another picture of a wall in a pyramid, and you see the different people, and the writing on the wall tells the story of the picture. Here's another picture of the hieroglyphics chiseled into the stone of a wall. And what are these? Exactly. Today's hieroglyphics, which are emojis. So, as you can see, human beings have been taking pictures to mean words for a long time. Egyptian science and technology. Egyptians invented the calendar of 365 days and 12 months. So that was invented in Africa. They developed, they developed a system of written numbers and a form of geometry. They were skilled engineers and architects, and they constructed palaces and pyramids. The Egyptian medicine was famous in the ancient world. The power of the pharaohs began to decline about 2180 BC, or the end of the Old Kingdom. In Middle Kingdom, 2040 to 1640 BC, some of the pharaohs regained their control. These pharaohs began to improve trade, dig canals from the Nile to the Red Sea, and drain swamps for farms. Hycosus, Hycosus moves into Egypt from Palestine, and they ruled from 1630 to 1523 BC. What were the key characteristics and achievements of ancient Egypt? Important vocabulary: Delta, Norma, Pharaoh, Theocracy, Pyramid, Mummification, Hieroglyphics, and Papyrus. Please stop the video and look up these terms.